Beginning sounds read by Joanna Ruth. What's the first sound you hear in the word apple? A is the first sound in the word apple. Did you know that apples are 25% air? Apple. What's the first sound you hear in the word bat? B is the first sound in the word bat. Did you know that without bats, avocados, bananas, and mangoes would cease to exist? Bat. What's the first sound you hear in the word cat? K is the first sound in the word cat. Did you know that cats can see in the dark? Cat. What's the first sound you hear in the word dog? D is the first sound in the word dog. Did you know that dogs can only sweat through their paws? Dog. What's the first sound you hear in the word elephant? E is the first sound in the word elephant. Did you know that elephants are the world's largest land animal? Elephant. What's the first sound you hear in the word feather? F is the first sound in the word feather. Did you know that feathers can weigh more than a bird's skeleton? Feather. What's the first sound you hear in the word grape? G is the first sound in the word grape. Did you know that grapes are part of the berry family? Grape. What's the first sound you hear in the word hat? H is the first sound in the word hat. Did you know that there are over 100 different types of hats in the world? Hat. What's the first sound you hear in the word inchworm? I is the first sound in the word inchworm. Did you know that inchworms aren't worms but are actually caterpillars? Inchworm. What's the first sound you hear in the word jellyfish? J is the first sound in the word jellyfish. Did you know that jellyfish can clone themselves? Jellyfish. What's the first sound you hear in the word kangaroo? K is the first sound in the word kangaroo. Did you know that kangaroos eat grass? Kangaroo. What's the first sound you hear in the word lemon? L is the first sound in the word lemon. Did you know that a lemon tree can live up to 100 years? Lemon. What's the first sound you hear in the word mountain? Is the first sound in the word mountain. Did you know that there are mountains under the sea? Mountain. What's the first sound you hear in the word nut? Is the first sound in the word nut. Did you know that there are over 20 different types of edible nuts in the world? Nut. What's the first sound you hear in the word onion? O is the first sound in the word onion. Did you know that onions can help soothe mosquito bites? Onion. What's the first sound you hear in the word penguin? P is the first sound in the word penguin. Did you know that penguins don't have any teeth? Penguin. What's the first sound you hear in the word quail? Qu is the first sound in the word quail. Did you know that quails nest on the ground? Quail. What's the first sound you hear in the word rainbow? Is the first sound in the word rainbow. Did you know that rainbows are actually full circles? Rainbow. What's the first sound you hear in the word snowflake? S is the first sound in the word snowflake. Did you know that there are no two snowflakes exactly alike? Snowflake. What's the first sound you hear in the word truck? T is the first sound in the word truck. Did you know that if all US trucks were lined up, they would reach the moon? Truck. What's the first sound you hear in the word umbrella? Is the first sound in the word umbrella. Did you know that Japan has the highest number of umbrellas in the world? Umbrella. What's the first sound you hear in the word vest? V is the first sound in the word vest. Did you know that vests were first invented to be worn by men? Vest. What's the first sound you hear in the word watermelon? W is the first sound in the word watermelon. Did you know that all parts of a watermelon are edible? Watermelon. What's the first sound you hear in the word xylophone? X is the first sound in the word xylophone. Did you know that the xylophone used to be called the wooden clatter? Xylophone. What's the first sound you hear in the word yak? Y is the first sound in the word yak. Did you know that yak milk is a superfood? Yak. What's the first sound you hear in the word zipper? Z is the first sound in the word zipper. Did you know that the first zipper made was used on a shoe? Zipper. Thanks for reading with me. I'll see you again in my next video. Stay fresh!